All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of The Rundown, your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. I am your host, Chris Fagan. This is The Rundown After Dark, and joining me on a Thursday night when the sun goes down, Giovanni.
What's up, y'all?
The real giant.
Glad to be back.
Make sure the mic is right up to on you so people can hear you.
Check.
There you go.
We're good, right? We're good?
Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. Always. I'm sorry. You said glad to be back. What was that?
Hell yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Like I said, it's the Rundown After Dark. We're going to be talking about a few things like Jonathan Majors news in development. We got to talk about some Dune and some Colleen Ballinger. Is that what her name is?
Yes. Colleen Ballinger, John Wick 4, Dune 2, The Witcher, and the new Indiana Jones.
Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about on a motherfucking Thursday. It's after dark, so I can. I've got the parental guidance off this time, so we can get into it. Before we do that, guys, remember, check us out if you don't have time to listen to us live. If you're catching up with us on YouTube after the fact, we also have a podcast. You can check us out on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. Amazon, even Audible has a podcast provider that we are affiliated with. So check us out there and leave a review. It always helps us out. Guys, we are going to be checking the messages. If you, at the end of the show, when we do our We Got Your Mail version of the show, we're going to go through the comments live. And let me check, make sure they're working. Let me do my little, I'm going to test there. All right, there we go. Yeah, the comments are working. There we go. It was I was having an issue. I always have issues. This on the earlier show, and I couldn't get the comments to pop up, but I fixed it. I was able to get that fixed. So, guys, if you are in the live chat, hit us up. Let us know what you guys thinking about on any of these topics or any other topics you want to talk about, and or you can call us on 281-406-1993. That's a new voicemail that we will play your voicemails and keep it short. I don't got all day. So any topics you want to talk about, we'll address those at the end of the show.
To call in.
Yeah, call in 281-406-1993. That's 281-406.
I feel like you're advertising a hotline, like a sex hotline.
If your transmission's got you down and your motor falls apart, call 281-406-1993. You don't need a brand new car. All right. Since we still believe in value and we bring it on to you, if you guys know that commercial, you get cool points. All right, let's get into the first topic. If you don't mind, what's the first thing that's up, Gio?
For Mr. Majors from the New
York
Times.
On the very top of the page.
On the very top. Okay. From ENews, Colleen Ballinger responds to allegations and apologizes for past offensive videos. Now,
are you familiar at all with
very little
Amanda? Is it Amanda Sings? That's her character's name.
Yeah, Amanda Sings, and I'll be honest, I knew of her, but she wasn't one of my YouTubers I watched back in the day when like early 2010s kind of YouTube, but no, I didn't really watch her. I didn't really care.
Yeah.
But when I found out about this literally today, I'm like, oh, she had allegations? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, nobody's safe out there.
No.
And we're not safe from them.
No. But also, I don't really care about this girl. But, why would you, this whole...
you were talking, before we started, you were talking about the way she addressed it.
So she made a video apologizing, but not really. She was playing a ukulele and singing to these allegations that were against her. And it just made her seem like more of a douche, like just apologizing normally.
Yeah.
And then some of them she would just address it and not apologize. So
I heard the reason why she did that was because she was like being, I guess you can say douchey towards her management team, because they said don't speak on this at all. So she's like, all right, if you're not gonna let me talk, I'll sing.
Yeah.
Which is not effective. I mean, there's a reason probably why they said don't say anything.
Yeah, and she got ratioed hard on that video.
Yeah. So
and it gave a bunch of backlash. So you did more harm than good to yourself.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I understand that if you're because I think there was another video where she was apologetic and she didn't deny anything, what was straight up. That was one of the things that she's been accused of that she did live on her show. The young person that said that she sent lingerie to him in the mail. She packaged it. I saw a video where she packaged that live on her show. So there's no denying that she did it, but it wasn't like it was used lingerie or something. I think it was I forgot what the context was. It was a joke within the show. Like she just took brand new lingerie, allegedly, and packaged it up. But there's no alleged about that because she streamed it. She showed herself mailing it off. And then that person was all like, this is, cringy, creepy. There was other videos, because she does performances like live shows, and she would have people join her on stage. There was one video that started circulating around how she had a young lady lay on her back and she held the girl's legs open. Oh. And something about, I think the girl, like maybe she farted or something.
Yeah, like that.
And then Amanda made a joke about, oh my God. But the girl that she was holding her legs open on that stage.
She felt naked, right?
Well, nobody could see what, because it wasn't like facing the crowd. It was faced the other way. And the joke was about passing gas and all that stuff. But it turned out that person was a minor at the time. So it was all, I mean, at the time that young lady didn't have a problem with it. Her parents probably didn't have a problem with it. Everybody who saw it live and streamed it didn't have a problem with it. But the second that chip in the armor, or whatever you want to call it, once one allegation comes out, then everybody wants to get their little their moment. I'm not saying that she's not valid, because the girl was a minor and it was kind of dumb to put a person in that position.
Like, who thinks of shit like that?
I mean, it was a fart joke, I think.
Yeah,
but do that with an adult. You don't want to be in a position where that stuff is going to come back. That person's probably an adult now. But now that they're like, Amanda, Colleen Ballinger's in trouble. Oh, remember when she had me on stage and had my legs all open? And
they're like, what?
And it's just more and more. So she's got on her channel and apologized. And I mean, from everything that I've seen, she's not like a weirdo type, which it seemed like her character is. But her outside of the character, that's a normal mom. She's and all that, but
there is some, like, the weirdest ways that, like, she addressed all this while playing the ukulele and not even.
That's the part you just can't let go of, huh?
No, like.
Well, she can play the ukulele.
It's like she didn't even like apologize for some of these things. She was like, yeah.
But there was a separate video where she did, where addressed everything. I mean, maybe it wasn't in that ukulele thing, but I saw another video where she was talking normally and addressing all of it. Not even really
like, what was that like? Way before, or
I don't know. I don't follow her that much. I'm not a subscriber. It was just coming up on the feed. I looked into the article. Actually, let's see. I think I have this up. Let's go full mass here. I think I got something up real quick. So this is from ENews, E-Online. And salutations, Peter Lang. Yeah, I see you, brother. What's going on? I'll get to the chats in a second. Colleen Ballinger is singing her side of the story. The YouTuber best known for the this looks weird. Let me put us both in the screen right there. There we go. The YouTuber best known for her awkward alter ego, Miranda Sings, refuted allegations of grooming and forming inappropriate relationships with underage fans in a musical vlog on June 28th. That was yesterday. While strumming a ukulele, the part that you can't let go of, you're like, yeah, weirdo. While strumming a ukulele, Ballinger likened the accusations to a toxic gossip train headed for manipulation station, as the rest of the internet tied me to the tracks and harassed me for my past. Some people are saying things about me that just aren't true, she said in the sing-song voice. Even though my team has strongly advised me not to say what I'm going to say, I realized they never said I couldn't sing about what I want to say. Smart. I mean,
you got a loophole.
Loopholes. You know what else? You know what? Sometimes loopholes get you into more trouble. I mean, it's not wise. There's a reason why. I mean, but I understand some people who can't be quiet, because if you feel like you're 100% innocent, or if you feel like your intentions weren't as sinister as people are making it out, then you're gonna try to defend yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna get defensive. I get that, but there's a reason why representation or lawyers tell you even if they know you're 100% innocent, talking too soon or talking at all could do more harm.
Yeah.
All it's going to do is add fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then you get Giovanni like, you're a weirdo.
Don't make an apology video while playing with a ukulele. Like, it doesn't.
Because it comes off as that dude from Insidious. Tiptoe through the window, by the window, I didn't do it. That's all it sounds like to me. All it feels like is that creepy dude from Insidious 1. Oh!
I can't even make my voice.
I love that song. I love that. I creep Joy out with that all the time. She's in the shower. I come out to the door, crack the door open. Tiptoe through the window.
You're like,
yeah, exactly. Freaking her out. And I get no Levin. But yeah.
You're like, you're sleeping on the couch tonight. Okay.
Oh. As a result, according to the Haters Back Off star. Hey, oh yeah, I remember that's what the name of one of her shows, Haters Back Off. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me, and I haven't done that in years because I changed my behavior and took accountability. So she did go through all the mistakes that she's made in the past and address it. So that's better than what most people will do. Most people will be like, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I'm done.
And then they'll point names, and then
that was Giovanni that did that. You know, that's all people will do. But I mean,
or she should just stay quiet, but she didn't do that. So.
He's gonna mess your camera up if he keeps doing that. Yep, see,
he already moved it.
He moved it. All right,
Kitty.
Let me go full bass on you. I'll take care of it. Just yeah. So final thoughts on this. What do you think?
She should have stayed quiet. I mean, if her management team is telling her to not say anything, oh, I'm just gonna sing it. It's the same thing. You're just being kind of douchey about it, and she even like addressed some of these things and didn't really apologize. You know what? I really don't care about this girl, but you know,
you're struggling trying to figure out where to go from. Like you just can't get over the ukulele.
No.
Let's go to the next topic. That's all you want to do. Let's move on now. And so yep. All right. What's next?
From Comic Book Resource, why John Wick 4 didn't bring back Halle Berry or John Leguizamo?
Because they didn't want to. Yeah. I mean, I felt like I'm about to pull the article up and talk about it, but before I pull it up, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, John Leguizamo's character was cool. Hey, the coolest thing that happened in John Wick was that first movie where it was like the mob boss calls John Leguizamo, "Did you hit my son?" "Yes, sir, I did." "Why did you hit my son?" "Because he stole John Wick's car, sir." "Oh."
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Coolest thing
That's
ever.
how you got to know, like, wait, John Wick is not just an ordinary guy.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, because most mob bosses would be like, "I don't give a, you're dead." Yeah, and John Leguizamo would have been dead. His character would have been dead in any other scenario, in any other universe, but not in this universe. not for awakening the beast that is John Wick.
Yeah, I think if
before we read it, what do you speculate to?
The story though, I think that John Wick 4 was already crammed enough with almost 3 hours.
I mean, but in any of the sequels though, what do you think? Why hasn't
It's interesting because like with every John Wick movie, they go forward with another point in each story.
Right.
With that John Wick 1. John Wick goes, a full on revenge to kill the man who killed his dog and stole his car. And then John Wick 2, at the end of it, they put the bounty on him for what I forgot how much it was. It was like $1 million.
It got up there to the millions after a while towards the end of the fourth one. Yeah.
Yeah. So going all the way to the third and the fourth one, that I guess they could have put those characters in a different film because what was it? Halle Berry was in the third one,
right?
And I just think that I don't think they had any room for these characters really. If you
Yeah.
think about it, because they're constantly introducing new characters. With John Wick 4, they introduce Hiroki Sanaka. I'm saying.
Yeah, you're doing it better than me.
His character, and then Donnie Yen's character.
Yeah.
And they were both badasses.
Yeah.
And
it's not to say that they might not come back if there's another installment or in a spinoff. It might make more sense in a spinoff.
Yeah.
And like in the Continental, or what is it, Bella? The
one that Ana de Armas is
gonna be in. What is it? What is that called? Is it Bella's or something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe in something like that. I can see it, but for me, I said it. For me, let me pull it up.
For me,
it's just that I think John Leguizamo's character is less necessary than even Halle Berry's character, because he was probably had territory. He was probably a big deal in a lot of ways, but for the most part, we just looked at him as just a dude that was just running a chop shop, and it wasn't really all that big of a deal. And he had respect for John Wick and was an ally, so there's no need to. John ain't. I mean, even if that bounty went up to $1 billion, I don't think John Leguizamo's character would have even budged. And I ain't going after John Wick. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I won't help him, but I won't try to hurt him. Like I feel like, the second he knew John's car was stolen and brought to his territory, he immediately showed the ultimate respect to John Wick by dissing the boss's son and like bitch slapping. So that respect and that need coming up. John can get a car. He's proven he can get a car anytime he damn wants to.
Yeah.
So it's
guns, lots of guns.
and lots of guns.
And I think they already had a recurring character with Lawrence Fishburne coming back.
Yeah.
But when you're saying that John Wick has history with both of those characters, Halle Berry and John Leguizamo,
I think Halle Berry was like his like a protege or something like that, or at least a close friend.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, because I think they already confirmed at John Wick 5 because of the success.
They better.
So I'm thinking for John Wick 5, make it a prequel. For me.
I said that. I feel like it should be a prequel, but they're not. I think they're gonna keep going. Most people, I even put a poll up on this channel for a prequel or an installment or a fifth installment. People were like, no, keep it. No, people said they'd rather go forward. If I'm remembering correctly, I think they voted more to keep going forward.
After John Wick 4, how? Unless
unless he just didn't die.
Yeah,
he passed out. He just passed out. I
want to know how he became, who he is.
I want them to tell that story if in the Continental. Could you imagine during the Continental episodes, like every now and then when John Wick keeps coming up, somebody tells another Baba Yaga story, and you just see little flashbacks here and there or something like that. Maybe something like that to throw in. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
I'm pretty sure the Continental takes place after John Wick 4, doesn't it?
Oh, they can still tell the story. If they think he's dead, there could be one episode. You could have one episode where people who know and respect and love John Wick can sit down and talk about how he became the Baba Yaga, and make that at least one episode. And then there's just be a young-looking Keanu Reeves doing whatever the hell he did to get out of the game. At least one, maybe. If they're not gonna make. But I would prefer a movie.
I would prefer a movie too.
I would prefer a movie. I think a movie would be more profitable. It would make more sense.
Maybe not even one, like 3.
It could be a trilogy. Yeah. You get a young person playing a young Keanu Reeves and doing whatever the hell he did to get out of that situation. That's a movie right there. As far as Halle Berry, there's more. I can see, especially in part 4, I was surprised she didn't come back, because he went back to the Middle East. Yeah, which is close to her territory. So I was like, dude, where the fuck is she? Did she quit that? Because she was the manager of that Continental there, right? And of that location. And then after what she did after avenge her dog, I don't know if she worked there anymore, or is she being hunted now? Maybe that's probably why she can't.
Because it's anyone who's associated with John Wick.
They're going
to die.
Yeah.
Because of the bounty on him is so so high. It's skyrocketing.
Yeah.
In John Wick 4.
That damn inflation, man. That inflation. Well, let's go to comicbookresource.com. Let's see. There was actually, it might be an answer. Let's see if I can pull this up. Let me go to this screen right here. Why John Wick 4 didn't bring back Halle Berry or John Leguizamo? Let's get that out of the way there. Let's see. John Wick 4, the director, Chad Stahelski, didn't want to risk franchise fatigue by bringing back old characters played by Halle Berry and John Leguizamo. He sat down with comicbookmovies.com to discuss the latest John Wick installment just in time for its home video release, dishing all the details about the sequels, crazy stunts, and John Wick 4's surprise ending. He explains how he wants to keep the franchise fresh by introducing new characters. That's what you said. Rather than reinvesting in the past old ones. But he's already done that with Lawrence Fishburne.
He just gets one character, not multiple.
Not multiple. I guess that's the loophole, right? Look, I love Halle Berry. I love John Leguizamo. I loved Common. I wanted to see come back because they had a fight. They had a badass fight. Mark the Gassos, Jason Mantzoukas, all these other characters. But you've seen the other movies. I've loved all of them. Asa Kate Dillon. I've loved all these characters. It's just I felt this because there's so many of other franchises that do that. It was more of a little bit of a challenge to myself. Can I come up with something new? And that's a good answer. You know, like you just said, a lot of people do that. A lot of people go back to what's safe. Oh, you know what? John Leguizamo was funny. Let's bring him back. Halle Berry was a badass who also loves dogs. But instead, we got the tracker that was in part 4. The tracker
was an awesome character.
So at least if you're not going to bring back old nostalgia characters, at least we know you're good at making new ones. So the franchise just gets, and that's probably why the franchise keeps getting better and better and richer because.
And then they'll introduce a new character, but it's not just a character. This character is a good character, like Donnie Yen. Yeah. Like we already
even the bad guys were good.
Yeah. Even the
dude in the fat suit that was doing the roundhouse kicks. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's an actual bouncer.
I know. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, you look at him, you're like, this dude, but then he's like intimidating.
Yeah. Dude.
And he knows he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to see Halle Berry and John Leguizamo again, but then you got to think
those
are both allies to John Wick.
Yeah.
And John Wick does have allies, and then he makes an ally in this movie. He befriends the tracker
by saving his dog.
Yeah, and Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
So in a way, like I think it's good to start off with these characters that do want to kill John Wick, but then turn things around because he already has friends here. But. Like the director said, I want to start something new. I want to go.
It's a challenge to make can I make a new character into a superstar versus going back to what's safe? I already got John Wick. Yeah. That's safe. That's safe enough. Let's make something. Hey, I give him respect. That's a good answer. I'll give him that. Let us know what you guys think about it. Let me double check the chat, see if you guys are talking about are we done with the entertainment news part of it? Where are we at right now?
Well, we are done with that. So next is movie reviews and reactions.
All right, before we go into movie reviews and reaction, let me check the chat real quick and make sure that that I don't miss out on anything. I know some of these guys want to talk about some things. Let's see. We got before the show even started, somebody Nash is it Sanatdicki said, I read the title instead of the thumbnail and assumed John Campia was arrested. That's my bad. I had the wrong thumbnail up. That's my bad. I had the wrong thumbnail up for the whole time. I'm like, wait, John Campia. Breaking news. John Campia, my YouTuber, John Campia, the guy that people say that that this channel is the Wish version of the John Campia show.
Then he immediately goes and Googles it. Did John Campia? Damn it!
Yeah, he was hoping. He was like, finally. They're like, why was he arrested? Probably because he started that stupid podcast and took away the show and hid it behind the paywall. That bastard. Like, that's why some people want him to get arrested. Let's see. Brianna Jasmine is back in the house. What's up, Brianna? How you doing? This intro beat goes hard. What intro beat? What you talking about? You talking about?
The show. Yeah.
All right. You want to know where that's from? Back when I had a rap career, a budding rap career. Hey, don't overlord me. I almost got a deal in France. I was almost signed to a record label in France.
Really?
Yeah. I was there. We were in talks, but because the South was blowing up, Houston was blowing up at the time and stuff, and they were looking for a Southern artist and stuff, an independent. And my producer at the time, super producer. Damn it, I'm trying to remember his because I don't want to give away his real name. I'm trying to.
Wait, his stage name?
His stage name is, and he calls something the super producer. I forgot the first part of it. I mean, this is like almost 20 years ago, so I can't remember most of it. But that's a song called "I Get It," called "Get It." That's a song called "Get It." Let me see if I have the time. If I can, I'll try to pull it up. That's a beat that my producer made, a song called "Get It," where I think I started the song with. Hold on, let me see if I can remember. Brianna brings it up. It's like, this beat goes hard. Well, I'm glad you like it because it's a Chris Fagan original. Well, that wasn't my stage name. My stage name was Kristhou, Cristal. Play on the word Cristal champagne, but since I came out right after working overseas in Iraq, I had saved up a whole bunch of money. So I called myself, since I was a multi-thousandaire, I called myself Cristal, short for thousands. I got thousands instead of millions. Woo, thousands.
It should be like thousands of what?
Oh, well, thousands of
pennies.
Dollars. Hundreds and thousands. But I worked overseas with some good money.
I got thousands of nickels.
Yeah. Millions of nickels. But that's if I pull it up, I'll try to play. I'll play part of it. But it's when something like I forgot how something like get it. I forgot how I said it. Something like started over. Something like I get it like a monster, swim like a piranha, running like a raptor. Pardon my persona, I can put it on you, so let me get up in you. I can rip you up like a motherfucking ninja, bust it like a porno star. Gonna get him, something like that. It was
good, man.
That was I wish I had my my clapping sound effect because I could give myself a pat on the back on that.
It's okay, I got you.
There you go. Yeah, that song's called "I Get It." If I find it, I'll play it later on. But yeah, that's appreciate you liking the beat, bro. Appreciate salutation. That's a John Campion, the guy who they thought was arrested. That's a John Campion greeting. But Peter Lang says salutation. He always goes greetings and salutations. So that's why I came up with the joke. Instead of saying greetings and salutations, since we're the Wish version of his show, I'll say good night and sayonara, motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I have to add the motherfuckers on because it's the Rundown After Dark. Yeah. The rundown turns into a sex line for a minute. That's 281-406. 19. That made him uncomfortable when I did that wink.
No.
He was like,
do you have my pen on me?
Yeah. What's that? That's if you're like
281.
That 281-406.
406.
1993.
1993.
1993 was a good year.
Call now.
A young Chris Fagan learned that if he tugged it enough, something magical would happen. But the cleanup was really messy. 13-year-old boys
and
are perverts.
sticky.
I was a very perverted little 13-year-old with a lot of time on my hands.
So was I.
He said the rundown turns into a sex line for a minute. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's move on to the next. We're going on to entertainment news.
Dune 2, the new trailer just dropped today.
Dune. Okay. You watched it. I got you to watch it a few minutes before we started, right? Mm-hmm. You knew that the trailer was out, but you hadn't had a chance to see it.
I saw that, when I looked on YouTube today, just dropped like a few hours ago. I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to watch it because, look, I already knew since I watched the first film, I'm going to watch every Dune film that comes out.
Your boy Elvis is in there.
He's there. There he is. He was there. He looks awesome. Like this whole movie it looks so
That's
epic.
what I'm looking for. The real Black Widow.
Denis Villeneuve is one of the all-time greats at this point. Like, ever since I saw Enemy and Blade Runner 2049, I knew that he was just a master. And he made Dune, and I'm just blown away again. And I see this new trailer, and it just looks like I didn't think Dune could be better, but it's gonna be better.
But it's better.
It's
Better than what?
better than Dune 1.
Really?
I
How do you figure that? I
Uh,
don't know that. You know why? Because I've never seen it. To this day,
Well.
still have not watched it, and I know Sarah Catherine Red has been trying to get me to watch that movie for the long. And I'll tell you what, because you gave me the same look she gave me when I said I haven't seen it. After you get the out of here and go home, I'm gonna go on HBO Max. I'll watch it tonight. I'll watch it because I'm not gonna lie, that trailer looked pretty good. I had no interest in watching part one. I was like, it's Dune. I don't care about Dune, but what's his name? Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, he's becoming a pretty good little leader, man. He's he's building up a resume. I'm really curious to see if that motherfucker is gonna is really trying to shut off that Elvis voice that he's adapted. Oh well, man. Oh, we gotta get off this Doom. Gotta win this race. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. If he does the Elvis voice in Dune, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
What about
I feel
you?
like all these actors bring their A game for sure. Like,
Yeah.
The
Batista
whole-
was in there, right?
Yeah, the cast is stacked.
Yes.
Like any big actor, they're in this movie.
Yeah.
You got Zendaya, Florence Pugh, Rebecca Ferguson,
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Walken. He's the emperor.
He's gonna bring some cowbell.
He's gonna bring. Cowbell.
We gotta get to the Doom. What do you?
I mean, they got Jason Momoa, Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Josh
Oscar Isaac
Brolin.
was in part one, right?
Yeah,
I guess he
he's in part
died
one.
because they said something about the Emperor not making it or something,
Well,
right?
that's spoiler for you.
Well, they said it in the trailer, so yeah. So
yeah.
I'm like, well, he's not.
'cause-
Oh well,
Yeah.
sucks to be you, Oscar.
I mean, there are films that I'm like, how have you not seen this? Have you still seen Top Gun Maverick?
I'm not gonna watch it. No, I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it. I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it. This is not about me and Top Gun Maverick. This is about Doom.
It's about films you haven't seen.
Yeah, it looks good. I'll give it that. I'm like, okay, I'll go. I'll watch it tonight. I just caught up to A Quiet Place Part 2 like last week.
Okay, I have not seen that one. But
It's not as good as Part 1, but it was good. It was good. It's kind of hard to top what they did in Part 1.
Love the first one.
It's kind of hard to top that. All I say is this: they expand the mythology. Pretty good.
Okay.
It was like some new things you learn about these things. It was some cool little.
I remember
little-
I was gonna get a screening for Part 2, but then pandemic hit and then
Hey, that-
canceled everything, and now I'm like, all right,
Yeah, that was one of the that did
Yeah.
become one of the pandemic movies. I remember that. Yeah, that was A Quiet Place. I
Yeah.
might have got a pass to that too, and then boop, it was gone.
It was
You're
like
right. Yeah.
there. I'm like,
You're like, oh, I can't wait to
Yeah,
go
yes.
step on another nail with my bare feet. It's gonna be great.
I'm like, I'm so excited for this movie. I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna cancel it. Maybe I still gonna go see this movie. Then they're like, all screenings are canceled.
Yeah.
Shit.
But-
Guess I'm gonna stay home.
I'm like, why are you
not watch Quiet Place Part 2?
Like, why are you canceling the movie? Because you touch yourself at night. But anyway, all right.
They know that.
Yeah, how do you know?
Because everybody does.
What was that on Grandma's? You ever seen Grandma's Boy, the movie?
Man, no.
That's the movie, right? Like this, that was a weird dude. He was like hiding, like pressed up against the wall, and they just say, "What's up, man?" and just walk past him. And he thought he was invisible. He's like, "How did they see me?" I was like, "Dude, you fucking just leaned up against the wall, dude." Shut the fuck. It's a funny ass movie. You gotta see there. There's some movies that you have to watch. You got some homework to do. I
Okay,
got some homework
I'll
to
give
do.
you one movie that I haven't seen that you'll be surprised. The Godfather. Never seen it.
I've never seen Godfather.
Oh, makes two of us.
I've never seen. I've seen enough of it, but I've never sat through it completely. And that's one of the movies that I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, like I've heard it's like one of the best films ever made, but I'm like,
It's overhyped. That reminds me of remind me to tell you a show idea that I came up with that I'm fighting with some other guys on to do it, but I'm not gonna give it away now because one of you guys are gonna steal my idea. But I'll remind me to bring that up later after the show. I'll tell you.
Pending, so.
Yeah, it's patent pending. All right, what's Dune?
Okay.
Yeah, Dune 2. Yeah, it looks good. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm really curious to see if Elvis is gonna, if he's gonna do it. Cause
I think he's gonna do more than
Yeah, I'm all doomed up.
He's bald too.
Yeah,
Looks like an alien.
He looks like he's about to be playing a ukulele in the background. Just, I'm all doomed up. Yeah, chrome dome in the Dune sun. All right, what's next?
A show I have not seen is The Witcher, season 3.
The Witcher. Look, I haven't even finished season 2. And I started it, but it started to get a little boring. I feel like I'm gonna have to watch season 1 again to get myself in like the Witcher mood again, and finish. And then but you said you have you haven't started. You've seen season 1.
No, I haven't seen any.
You haven't seen any of it. Okay, I might have to start over. And I mean, let's start over. When you're about to watch it, I'll start over and watch it again. Maybe we'll do some recaps.
Okay.
And talk about it. And then
I do want to finish watching Fubar. I've been watching that recently with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
How is that? Real quick, how because Tabs talked about that earlier. Well, how is that?
Fubar is a really fun show, and it's like
it's just weird you're talking about Fubar, but you got Witcher right below you on the lower third.
Well, it's like if you like the movie True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's a show that's based on that same idea.
Yeah,
and it's so much fun, and it has that great humor, and then it has like a really good cast too. And Monica Barbaro, who is in Top Gun Maverick, she's in it.
I'll put that up so you can see yourself.
She plays his daughter, and it's just so great. And I've been watching an episode, sometimes through the night, and I want them to make a season 2. It is so good.
All right, so now we got that out the way. Now, what do you think about The Witcher?
Yes, right. I think that
I'm going to watch it soon. Should be back as Superman.
Maybe he should be James Bond.
Yeah, for real.
Actually,
yeah.
Yes.
As speaking of The Witcher, I love James Bond, but I've seen.
I need to watch The Witcher though.
I've seen season 1. I've started season 2. I need to go back and probably start season 1 again because I just wasn't feeling. It was probably just me. It was just because sometimes I'm in a funky mindset and I can't. And I'll take it out on the series and I'm thinking it sucks, and it's not that it sucks. It's just I'm just probably not mentally ready. So I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna watch because there's so much lore. There's so much going on that when I started, that's the problem with Netflix. When you binge watch it in like a week, I forgot what I saw a year later when season 2 comes out. So all the stuff that they're talking about, I didn't read the damn books. I don't know what a mythical slorgan god monster is and why this magic herb from the midst of Calcutta is needed, because I don't remember. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, remember in episode 3 of season 1? No, that was a year ago.
And you didn't play the video game.
I didn't play the video game. I didn't read book. I don't know what that thing is. You mean the X button? Is that what you're talking about? But so I gotta finally start it over. But I'm excited about Witcher 3. Tabs, if Tabs was here, she would have been all over. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Tabs is not here today, guys. Anyway, they probably noticed.
She's not here.
You guys know if you haven't noticed already. Yeah, sorry about that. But I lost my train of thought. Tabs is so upset about them recasting Henry Cavill for Liam Hemsworth for season 4.
Well, Liam Hemsworth is like, the Wish version of Chris Hemsworth.
I could have picked another person. The Wish version of his of
his older brother.
Oh yeah, you said Chris Hemsworth, right?
Yes.
I don't know why I thought you said of Henry Cavill. I'm like, no, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because there is one film that Liam Hemsworth was in.
Hunger Game?
I think so, and I'm just like, it would be so cool if it was actually Chris Hemsworth. But he's off doing Thor movies. He's off doing the Avengers.
How close was Liam Hemsworth to being Thor?
He was until his brother stepped in.
It's like, move aside, young buck. Let a real man pick up the hammer. Can't even pick up the prop.
You're not worthy, brother.
Yeah, exactly. And then he got that. And what's his name that played Loki? It was auditioned for Thor.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston auditioned for Thor. That was funny. So, did you see that footage?
Man, it's been a long time, but I've seen it once before.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, you tried, you did, but you got a villain role. That's cool.
That's cool, but let's take that big old hammer away from you.
We'll just give you this staff. Here you
Let's
go.
take this little knife. There you go.
Yeah.
That's more your size. I mean, speed. All right. But yeah, we'll catch up to The Witcher. I can't wait to see it. All right, what's next?
I'll tell you what's next. Is
I don't even have a lower third for. I would just go full.
I'll just whip the camera.
Go full screen. There you go. There you go.
So,
so we saw it yesterday.
Last night.
Yeah.
We saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I did a out of the theaters little quick reaction to it, but I'm not gonna do spoilers. But what did you think? Let's start with you, since I've already kind of talked about this overall. You said, what did you think about this?
I think it's all right.
Just thought it was all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's super great. I don't think it sucks. It's not like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't think it's...
What you thought was super great. Everybody knows that Giovanni loved the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That's his favorite movie.
Yeah, especially when they nuke the fridge. Yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Yeah, it's like, fuck that movie.
Fuck that fridge. But I think, the beginning scene is...
For me,
the beginning scene in the movie is the best part. It shows a young Indy... and he's, battling...
fighting Nazis.
Fighting Nazis.
Yeah.
And I think it's the best part, even though it's CGI'd Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And he's de-aged.
Or deep faked
And
CGI'd Harrison
look,
Ford.
You can tell.
They should have put a filter on his voice. It took me a while to adjust it. I'm like, that's old man Logan voice right there, man. I don't like that.
He's like, it's over there. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
that's his old. That's his normal.
That was his get off my lawn voice on Young Indiana Jones. I didn't like that.
Where's the dough? It's not over here. Like, dude.
Where's my goddamn whip?
I'm too old for this shit. Dude, you're like 30. What do you mean? Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm actually 80.
Yeah. I heard Bill Murray's dating Khalees, bringing that milkshake to the yard. Did you hear about that? What's the name who sings "My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard"?
He's dating her.
Bill Murray's dating her.
I think I saw that somewhere, but you know what? I have one thing to say about it. I don't care.
Yeah. Speaking of milkshake.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones was. I mean, I thought the movie was. I went in there with such low expectations.
Why'd you hear mixed reviews?
Yeah, because I heard the mixed reviews. I went in with low expectations. It's been such the cool thing to bash Disney for everything nowadays lately, but I had a good time. I had fun with it. No, it was an okay, like you said, it was just okay.
Yeah.
But I had more fun with it than I thought I would. I was really thinking I was gonna not like it, but I liked it. I mean, and it put me in a different mood and a different mindset. I mean, it was almost like a palate cleanser. Almost all these comic book movies that I've been watching.
Yes,
I had fun with an adventure, a nice, good old, a good old fashioned adventure. I mean, there was some fantastical stuff going on. But dude, you can't deny those car scenes. Those were some awesome scenes.
Yeah, it brings me back to the original trilogy of Indiana Jones, where they have those intense high-speed car chases.
Yeah, it did way better than the high-speed car chase in Crystal Skull with the monkeys that had the slick Elvis haircuts and stuff. Remember those?
Yeah,
the cool Daddy-O cuts.
I mean, those were pretty intense too. But you could tell they're filming on a green screen.
Yeah,
and there's these this environment around them is not real.
Not real.
You could tell in Dial of Destiny these locations.
Those were from practical real. Those some real locations. Yeah, those are. I mean, and the way they do that is they're really driving slow as hell for the most part. I mean, not super duper slow, but slower than you think. And then they just kind of speed it up, and the editing makes it look like all this intense stuff is happening. So, but and that's why I gave it so much kudos. I was like, damn, they pulled that off really great. And I was thinking maybe it's going to be Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Maybe she was going to be a drag, but I liked her character too. The one thing I didn't like, well, I thought it was kind of going like they were kind of making it too obvious, because I leaned over to my friend Sean and I said, what was the Asian kid's name that
Short Round.
And then he's like, yeah, that was Short Round. I was like, is she like setting up that, because she's got a hat too. And she seems like she's got a short round too. Like, oh, what? I like it because I'm not one of those guys, but I could feel it happening. The everything's woke crowd just yelling at all of that, and it's just, and I'm like, I'm not trying to take it out on the movie. I'm just preparing myself for the inevitable bitching that I'm gonna hear because of guys that don't want to see that and what you're killing my. That was a comment earlier that I think I got on my out of the theater review. Somebody was like, another one of these movies where you take the hero and you just have him sitting on the sidelines and letting some girl do all the action and the heavy lifting. I'm like, dude, he's 81 years old. I'm sorry if you're mad that I'm sorry if
he was doing action.
He was doing action. But let's not get it twisted. There's not too many 81-year-old men. There's a lot of tough 81-year-old guys out there that could kick all of our asses. But there's more 81-year-old guys out there that could get their asses kicked and have slowed down and lost a step and could a woman or another guy or whatever would have to do the heavy action lifting for them.
The fact that Harrison Ford is still kicking.
It's still kicking is good enough.
Yeah.
But dude, you want an 81-year-old Harrison Ford to be doing all the same type of stunts that were done in this movie that he would have been doing in his prime? That would have taken me out of the movie. If they'd have tried that, an 81-year-old man can still do it like he's 25 still. Then I would have said trash. I don't care who it is. Indiana Jones, Luke Scott. It would have to be Luke Skywalker. I mean, because you got the Force, and you can, as you get older, you get stronger and all that stuff. Yoda can do all them backflips.
Become a Jedi master.
You're a master. But at 81, you're a regular human being. Small brief spoiler, but like he would complain about aches and pains and stuff because that's life.
Yeah.
And I was like, but at least he was still getting out there. You know, my hip, it's gonna rain, but he still got out there.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Well, we're still talking about pros for the movie. I want to talk about cons after.
There you go.
But I like how it was directed. Like James Mangold, he directed the action scenes pretty well made. And it was filmic. It looked like an Indiana Jones.
It did.
And I mean Harrison Ford, not just the action, but he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And also Mads Mikkelsen, such a phenomenal villain.
Yeah.
He's so great at everything he does. Like he can do no wrong, really. It
reminded you. It was a very worthy installment to the franchise, more so than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. One of the problems that I had with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is I think that even Harrison Ford had a problem with was he made that Indiana Jones is about fighting Nazis. And I mean you fighting the Russians. I get it. I understand. They're just as they're the next group, I guess, the equivalent in the evil empire, and especially in the time that they were in. But it didn't feel Indiana Jones-ish. And they realized that was the mistake, and then that's why we.
Yeah, I think also Aliens was a mistake.
Yeah, and Aliens. I mean, but I mean. And you're fighting Nazis back in the after the Civil War, years after the Civil War and stuff like that, and people are probably thinking like that's stupid, that's weird. Dude, look at your hit. There was a Nazi Hitler loving rally in New York City that sold out a whole stadium during the World War II. Now this is well documented and recorded. It looked like a crowd at a WWE event with Nazi flags all over the place. It was crazy how many American sympathizers Hitler had in a city like New York. It was crazy. So it rung true. It was believable that they would still, a lot of them would be around. So like you said, Mads Mikkelsen, he a very worthy villain. Very worthy. So that was I enjoyed it. That was the pro. What were the cons? Okay, that was the pros. What did you not like about it?
I feel like it did get a little stale. like in towards.
You
Like,
think it was like too long?
Yeah, I do feel like it was a little too long. Like the underwater sequence, I'm like.
Now don't do it too much away. No, I mean.
No. I'm not saying what happens, but like, I do feel like it was a little too stale and like, it.
Like it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, some things weren't like. I feel like it dragged a little bit during the middle.
Yeah.
And also like I understand Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character. She's good. I just feel like she doesn't have to be smarter than Indy. At times, I feel like she is, and I feel like there's a big like.
Do you expect Indiana Jones to be the smartest man in the world, or do you feel like just because it's his movie, he has to be?
No, because he's a history professor.
Is he the only one?
No, but I do feel like there could have been one thing that I would have wanted in this movie that's not in it.
Mm-hmm.
What if this would have been Indiana Jones and Short Round coming together
But
for
they
their
did-
own film?
But they didn't.
I know they didn't do that, but I'm like, I think that fans would have enjoyed that more, seeing Short Round come back for like.
If they would have, you're saying if they would have picked any person to come back,
I would have picked Short Round.
you would have picked Short Round.
Yeah, after his Oscar-winning success.
Well, I mean, but they already made the movie before he won that Oscar.
Of course, yeah.
I mean,
like, I
but
would have enjoyed to see that more.
his return back to the status that he's at today was probably not foreseen. Nobody was giving him that much work or giving him that much a chance. But that director at For Everything Ever All at Once gave him his shot. He could have picked any better known name, but we went with him. I think that if the director of Indiana Jones knew then what we all know now, yeah, I think he would have put him in there. It would have been a feel good little return.
Yeah, I do feel like it's just a little. Not a little, but I think it was a big missed opportunity.
But he wasn't American. I mean, he lived in that. You know what? But see, I've never seen the first two Indiana Jones movies. I've seen.
So he's in Temple of Doom.
He's in Temple of Doom, but
Yeah.
is he?
He's never seen anywhere else. He's not in any of the other movies.
I know, but I mean, but is he? Was he from that country that they were mostly in, or was he just there because he was just a tag along? Or was it like the kid that we saw in the last movie?
Yeah, he was kind of like a tag along kind of type. But
So, I'm saying, does it make sense for an adult Short Round to be looking for adventures and stuff still?
The guy who plays Gimli in Lord of the Rings, he's in. He shows up as a cameo in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? It's the fact that he shows up as a cameo. Why not Short Round? Because
He was an adult
he
doing
was an
all that
adult.
stuff with another adult. But I
Yeah.
mean, would Short Round's character still be? I mean, if it makes sense. I mean, if you could write it to make it make sense, would his character make sense? Because maybe he didn't want to do it after going through that trauma. Maybe he didn't want to do it anymore.
Temple of Doom, yeah. I mean, Temple of Doom was really one of the. I think it like hurt him the most.
Yeah.
Because Temple of Doom, he was literally tortured.
Yeah.
So
maybe his character wouldn't make sense
like-
for him to be tagging along with an 81-year-old guy still trying to jump through hoops and and do all that crazy stuff.
yeah, it's just that but also in Temple of Doom, Short Round was really like the highlight. He was just such a likable presence.
Yeah.
And-
Which is what I kept feeling like. I feel I even though I haven't seen it, I still knew. I feel like that's what they were trying to mimic. I'm like, so what are we doing here? Are we just recreating Indy and Short Round, or are we telling a story like there's going to be more installments? Is Phoebe Waller-Bridge going to do what they did in The Last Jedi? Yeah, are we about to like Giovanni's like, don't you prat me, don't you rave this shit, that's a new saying, don't rave this shit. Is that what you were worried about? Come on,
No.
show your chauvinistic side.
Actually,
Women's place her in the kitchen.
I think that we have to see the box office first. We have to see how much money this makes.
What do you think? They predicted 60, 70. What do you think is
Well,
going
the
to
thing is,
come
the
up?
budget for this movie is almost $300 million.
Oh yeah.
And with marketing and all that, they're going to have to break even with like $800 million.
It ain't gonna make nowhere near
No.
that. It's not.
No, not in 2 weeks. And then Mission Impossible comes out, and then Oppenheimer, like, it's just no
It's
way.
over. So it's fucking done.
Yeah,
It's over here. It's out of here. It's out of here. I
like-
mean, it's
there's no way.
and like I said, bashing on Disney has become the cool thing to do now. Like movies that don't even deserve it are
and-
getting
and
bad.
I don't
Elementals
wanna
did not
bash
deserve
them.
getting bashed.
I don't want to bash them. I just want good movies, really.
I thought it was a good movie though. I thought it was good.
I think it's a satisfactory movie. I don't think it's like great, but I think it's.
But what's wrong with satisfactory?
There is nothing wrong. But also, Indiana
Everything
Jones
doesn't need to
movies-
make $1 billion. Well, when you have a $300 million budget,
Yeah,
you
you're
kind
gonna
of
want to make $1 billion.
But now it seems like the line is now, if it doesn't make $1 billion, it sucked. Like, that's not true.
Unless if your movie
Across
needs
the
it.
unless
yeah.
if you're like, well, that's the producer's fault, fucking up going over budget.
You don't need to, put $300 million. How much are you paying Harrison Ford, really? Like,
I mean, they must have built a real fucking time machine to make that. They went over budget, man. Took a lot of fusion to get that shit off the ground.
Unless if you're James Cameron, you're going to make $2 billion with Avatar. Like, there's no, like, you don't know if Indiana Jones is going to make $1 billion.
Right.
And even Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's going around $800 million right now.
Dude, didn't Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was their biggest? It was the biggest weekend opener from any of the other movies. It made over $100 million in its opening weekend. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, even though it's the worst, now considered the worst installment, it made the most money. But that was during a time. I mean, remember, this was years since we've had an Indiana Jones.
So budget was $185 million
for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yes, and then budget was $790 million. So it made money.
You said budget was 100 and what?
$185 million.
And it made over 700 million. There you go. Box office was over 790.
790 million.
Damn, it's almost 8.
Just not quite there.
And then they spent, and then they doubled the production budget for Dial of Destiny with 3. I mean, Crystal Skull was a while back, but it wasn't that long ago. Damn, why'd you double the budget? That didn't make any sense.
I don't know what.
I mean, Harrison Ford was like, I'm gonna need 20 mil.
What in this movie made you feel the need to double the budget, or is it making movies more expensive nowadays?
Inflation, locations.
Yeah.
The Fast X movie proved that going to different locations, if that's what they did, was the biggest thing that made Fast X so expensive. They filming on location in all those different countries. That hurt. But let's move on. That's our thoughts on it.
What do you give it?
Oh, my for me rating.
Yes.
My for me. What's my rating? I gave it a C, about a C minus. That's what I gave it.
Really?
I mean, it was okay. It was good. It was a good adventure, but it was like a C minus.
Because I literally want to give it the same thing.
There you go.
Because if I'm gonna rank all 5 of them, I'm gonna put Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Dial of Destiny, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And for me, it's also C minus.
The Last Crusade, the Last Crusade, the Last Crusade, the Last Crusade, the Last Crusade.
I'm watching this movie in the theater. I'm like, I would love to see the Last Crusade in theaters.
Yeah.
Like, I love that film. I adore it. Sean Connery is just.
It's the best.
You can tell, like, he's like, all right, I'm Indiana Jones' father.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, and you were named after a fucking dog. So, I love that dog. All right, let us know what you guys think. If you go check out Indiana Jones, did we talk you into it, talk you out of it? I got to put up a for me graphic for the grades. I got to do that when it's A, B, C, or D, or a minus or whatever. I'm going to make something go like a little C minus. Yeah. I'll do a Mortal Kombat. Finish him. C minus.
Finish the grade.
Yeah. For me.
For me.
All right. I think that's it for the entertainment news part of it. Let's go to I think we're moving on to the main topic. Is it, or we have something else? Is there something else? Yeah. Jonathan Majors.
Yes. So
Jonathan Majors Accuser.
Yeah.
What does it say at the top? Just to read the first half.
From the New York Times. The New York Police Department has determined that a woman who accused the actor Jonathan Majors of assault attacked Mr. Majors herself and believes that there is enough evidence to support her arrest, according to 3 people with knowledge of the matter. Mr. Majors.
Well, we'll go on that later. But far, like, what do you think about that part of it right now? What do you think so far? This new development, because they've talked about this evidence and.
Look, this is why you have to wait until more information comes up before you form an opinion about it. Because you hear something and you're like, all right, wait. I'm going to wait because this is just news. Is
this the new Johnny Depp Amber Heard?
Yeah, everyone thought, oh, Johnny Depp is an asshole. But then you got to wait. You got to see if this
she hit me first.
Is true.
God, could you remember when they were on trial? And he was, and I told him to stop it. But what about this video footage of you slapping the shit out of Johnny Depp when he was drunk out of his mind and you was passed out and you was punching him in the face? And Amber Heard pretty much looked at the camera and was like, "That's not the point." Don't you love it when people do that? It all comes back.
Just disregard it, okay?
Yeah. He pushed me down the stairs. I broke my leg in 5 places. Really? Where's the doctor's report? That's not the point. That's when you know people are lying.
Yeah. It's like he's like, and she shit on my bed. That's not the point.
You used to like that, Johnny. We used to call that a Friday. Look. I feel that I was amazed at how long it took for her name to even come out. I'm like, it took like a couple of weeks to a month before we even realized she probably worked on the set of Ant-Man and Quantumania. I mean, they were really like protecting the victim, but Jonathan Majors. Now I don't know. Now for me right now, I'm at that Johnny Depp Amber Heard moment where I'm like, y'all just need to stay the hell away from each other. I mean, I'm not gonna 100% go Johnny or Jonathan, you're an asshole, or Amber or Mrs. What's her name?
Grace.
Grace, it's great that you're 100% the asshole in this, but what I do know is that y'all need to stay the hell away from each other and move on, because I'm feeling like the whole accusation was they got into a fight in the cab or in the car that they were in, and she was trying to look in his phone and stuff. So immediately after these allegations started, he started dating Megan Good, the actress Megan Good, from Shazam.
I know who she is. All you gotta say is her name.
Yeah. Or as Lil Wayne said, "I'm so fucking good, like I'm sleeping with Megan." Anyway.
He wishes.
Bars. Well, he's got around. But I'm wondering if that's who he was on the phone with. He's like already making his Megan Good plans.
He's making his good plans.
He's making his good plans. He's making his good. He over there making his good plans, and she's like, she saw that name pop up. Is that bitch? Give me your phone.
You're not making any good plans.
Yeah. Give me your phone. And then all of a sudden, the fight started in the cab, and you can hear the music. Get off me! You're crazy.
Well, stop making good plans. Stop it.
So now, not to make a light, but when the accusations were, she was the one hitting him, and then that's why he called the police, and that's why he was arrested. It's like, what the hell is going on? Okay, because if that's actually the situation, that she was the actual aggressor the whole time, which is what the witness say and what this new evidence that's been brought up, it's like, okay, then for one, if that's true, or if there's even a reasonable doubt, even that's because like I said, we weren't there, but now it seems like this is now a legit right down the middle. He said, she said thing. I mean, she has physical marks on her. He has. I mean, it's funny because cops will say, and I think in New York they'll say that if there's physical marks on a person, they have to make a call and make an arrest. Now, I didn't say this on the show, but I'm about to say it for the first time now because I said this in private with my wife. I said, I forgot what that rule is called. There's some kind of law or rule in place or guidelines for cops where they saw physical evidence of something. Now, a lot of people are going to roll their eyes on what I'm about to say, but I feel like if I articulate it right, I feel like you might agree with me.
Okay, well, I'll try not to roll my eyes.
This rule is not a good situation for black people. I'll just say it like that. Now, I dare you to roll your eyes on that. No, because
I have something to attest to that.
The ability to see as markings on our skin might not be as evident and apparent as it is on. That's where I'm going with it. I'm not just going to use the black card like reparations. No. The physical evidence thing. If they both got into a slap fight, bruisings and markings you might be able to see on fairer skin a lot sooner and a lot more evident up front than you could on darker skin. So by default, a lot of in that situation, the person with the fair skin with the Joy wakes up with bruises that she don't even know how she got them. Unless if you've been beat. Yeah, I pinch her. Rihanna, I pinch her in her sleep. Yeah. She doesn't know it, but now she does. I pinch her. Yeah. But that's the situation. I mean, she could have. I mean, she broke into the house and passed out in his closet for some weird reason. Who knows what she was doing and fumbling around doing in that situation and got not to say that that's 100% happened. Maybe they did get into a fight. I don't know. I wasn't there. But the evidence of a fight would be in her favor a little bit more than his.
Yeah, but unless you're Chris Brown beating Rihanna last
right.
Time, that's
but look at that situation. I mean, when we saw those we don't know what claw marks or whatever were on him because we saw what was clearly on her, and she does have darker skin, but her face was puffed. Yeah. He decked her a couple times, more than once, and so this
is the other way around.
But the other way around with having fair skin, not to say that he didn't do anything, but the evidence of it would be more visible on fairer skin, on lighter skin. Yeah. So let's say it was a situation. This is just me playing devil's advocate. I don't know. I'm not putting this out there. Let's just say that with the evidence that he's coming out with, that she was the aggressor, and everything that he did was on a defensive level, and he's a big dude.
Yeah.
So even if she's trying to be the aggressor and she's marking herself up as with all these failed little you puny mortal with these hits, she's marking herself up probably more than with that. But when the cops show up, all they can see is these marks. So that's why I say in that situation, or it's not going to benefit a lot of black people. I'm just gonna say.
I want to attest to something. Do you think that she did this because he's famous, because he has a lot of money, and she could extort a lot of money out of him?
No, I'm not on that one. I think she, from what I read and what I can see, she's probably just a jealous type. I feel like she saw Megan Good's name pop up on that phone, and she saw all her dreams going away. I don't know. I don't know anything about her to make any kind of a judgment call on her character.
Because I have a feeling that could be it. Because he's a big superstar now. She could.
He's on a path of stardom and whatnot. But I feel like if that was the case, that she would probably be more vocal than she is. If she really felt like she had a case to make to ruin him in the court of public opinion.
We just found out her name,
Yeah. But that's the DA doing all that and keeping her name out of the newspapers and all that stuff. That was more the DA's doing. Like with all the evidence that his lawyer is trying to come up with that kind of proves at least reasonable doubt, and for them to still be keeping this trial going, either they have something that's undeniable or they just want to see, they just feel like they just have a strong enough case to make it. But if this is true, if this evidence that they brought up, and I'm about to read it, let me go full mass for a second, I'm about to read it. But if this is true, I feel like this, they need to this is going to get dismissed. These probably be dismissed, but let's find out. So later on, Mr. Majors, an actor known for his role in Creed 3 and Marvel movies, was arrested in March after a woman named Grace Jabari accused him of slapping her, putting his hands on her neck, and violently grabbing her hand. However, 2 months later, Mr. Jabari changed her story and said that Mr. Majors had pushed her into a vehicle, slapped her face, and grabbed her middle finger. The story changed slightly. Mr. Majors' lawyer claims that the charges are false and that Mrs. Jabari actually assaulted him, stole his phone, and stole his phone. Recently, an I-card was issued for Mrs. Jabari, which means there is likely cause to arrest her. It is unclear how this will affect Mr. Majors' case, which is scheduled for trial in August. Not only did they have claims that they have evidence of her being the aggressor, but she's also a thief. I heard that she stole his credit card and made some charges after that. Like maybe I don't know, just to get a cab to get out of it. But either way it goes, it wasn't hers. It's like you got into this altercation, then you took his money. That's what a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers are focused on. You gonna take this man, you gonna hit this man, take his money, and then accuse him of all some if you're only on the she's 100% innocent train. That's the image that you're painting.
This is why he hasn't said anything. This is why Marvel hasn't said anything.
And this
Because they're
you sure?
waiting.
Oh no, he's gonna get a ukulele any minute. Any minute, it's coming. He's gonna. I will burn them out of time. You know, whatever that fucking line was.
I'm innocent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Every time I think about Jonathan Majors now. Oh, dude. Oh my God. I saw a TikTok, and after this we'll move on. Get your guys' thoughts on this whole thing. I saw a TikTok yesterday where it was that scene from Creed 3 when Adonis was coming out of the restaurant and he was leaning against his Rolls Royce. He was like, "Hey man, can I help?" He's like, and the tagline was how people are going to be treating Jonathan Majors after he's found innocent. And that was that, and it was just that scene where his character looked up and goes, "Oh, you don't remember me, huh?"
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. Oh yeah, you know. And then he was like, "Wait, oh, is that you? Yeah. Oh yeah, Kang? Oh okay, yeah. It's maybe. Oh yeah, like if he's innocent, you know, if it turns out that he's that's probably why nobody's saying. And this is why, as a callback to what we said at the top of the show, it's probably best to keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
Because if he knows he has all this, hey, that's one thing I can give him. He's shown a lot of discipline on it. He's been losing a lot of endorsements
And sponsorships.
and sponsorships
roles, too.
and roles. Most people would pull a Colleen Ballinger and be like, you know, where'd my endorsements go? But he's not. He's showing the discipline, and I feel like once you've shown discipline, you've kept your mouth shut. You didn't make it worse. You didn't attack her. You didn't. Verbally or anything. You didn't insult.
You didn't attack her on social media.
You didn't go on social media. You didn't. You didn't blast. You didn't make all these. You didn't act. You didn't act a fool.
Anything.
You showed up with making good. That was pretty cool. And you got a person standing by you. Okay, all right. And you got other Marvel members who are not bashing you either. They're not. Mark. What's his name? Falcon. What's the Captain America? What's his He was like. He was basically like, we don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna say that. Like they're not commenting. And most people can't wait to comment, but they're not. Because they don't want to be in that Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. Anthony Mackie. Yeah. They don't want to be in that Amber Heard situation again, where everybody took sides, and then it was like, oh, maybe she's not she's trying to be the poster child for the women's movement. No, maybe she was not the person we thought she was, that kind of a thing. Or maybe like 100% take his side, and like, oh, maybe Jonathan Majors isn't the guy we thought he was, or you know. And maybe we should have believed it. Nobody wants to fall on the wrong side of this. So keep your mouth shut.
And then for everybody else who, is assuming things, I'm like, just wait. Don't have an opinion yet because this is new.
Kevin Feige needs to do this, or Kevin Feige shouldn't do that. Kevin Feige's doing exactly what his lawyer or his people just wait.
It's like if you heard someone arguing, through the grapevine, and you're like, Wait, what's really going on? You don't know.
Yeah, there's this side. What I say, there's his side, her side, and the truth.
Yeah.
There's always the truth that comes out in the middle. And look,
just wait.
I'm not saying that the writer's strike situation is a blessing in disguise, but there is at least now a legitimate reason why these movies are getting pushed now versus. It gives them a little bit more time than they don't have to make a decision on pulling the plug on recasting Kang if they eventually have to. Now, because of this writer's strike now going on so long and delaying stuff for real, they now have a legit excuse of why things got pushed back, and they're hoping that by August, when this trial comes, it'll be done by then. Maybe it'll be done by December. Who knows? But because of the writer's strike, they've gotten it's still hurting everything. And the writers need to get what they're asking for, but at least there's a cushion there to figure out what the hell is going on with Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
So if he goes to jail, or if she, or gets found guilty, or if she's the one that's found guilty, or if it's just dismissed, at least we'll know. And then Kevin Feige will make a decision from that, not based on the pressure of, damn, we got to get this movie made, and I don't know if we should use Jonathan now.
Yeah,
and
or
all
like
that.
People on Twitter. Oh God.
Yeah, everybody on Twitter.
Yeah, everybody. That's all I gotta say. You know what Twitter.
You know who you are. Well, some of them going to be in the chat. Let's go to we got your mail portion of it. Now it's the part of the show where you guys tell us, hey Chris, your mic was muted the whole time. I didn't hear any of that. Or I'm pretty sure these chats are going to be like, whatever you were doing with that insidious voice that you were doing, don't ever do that again, Chris. So let's continue on with. There we go. Peter Lang. Remember, Peter Lang says this seems like a series of unforced errors. I think we were talking about Colleen Ballinger at that point.
Yeah.
Peter, let me know if you're available again. If you want to try with everything going on and with people backing out, Joey's not here tonight and stuff. I forgot to reach out to you to see if you wanted to do the call-in thing, man. My bad about that. That should have been the first thing I asked you. If I should have reached out to you to see if you wanted to get on Zoom. So I apologize for that. Let's see. Peter Lane continues on. I still haven't seen John Wick, so can't help you here. Oh man, he hasn't seen any. You should have seen the look. Look at the look on his face. He's ever so pissed. That's the look of disappointment right there. What did I say? You haven't seen The Godfather? What are you trying to say? Based on your reaction, I guess I just said your mother's a whore. That's basically how people react when you say that. You haven't seen John Wick? What are you trying to say? Well, you just reacted. It sounded like I said the N-word. Like what?
It sounds like you like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Damn, Joe, man. Well, you know what? But maybe there's a legit reason why he doesn't want to watch John Wick. Maybe some people, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I think Peter's mentioned before that there's a reason. It wasn't probably not his cup of tea, or maybe he's about to get. Tell us in the chat later on if. And I think Brianna was giving me a clap for being one of the best rappers alive, right? Ain't that what that?
She was like,
or is that the pity clap? Like, nice try, Chris. Nice.
Well then, I don't know if it was like 1 or 2 claps, maybe, but she gave you 3.
There you go.
Claps. That's a.
That was a pretty good rap. Yeah, I get it like a monster, swimming like a piranha, running like a raptor.
If she gave you 1 clap, that would have
been yeah.
Just 1? No, we gave you 3, so I think that's good.
That would have been nice try. Peter Lang says that was a.
And then Peter Lang gave you a super chat. You saw that?
I'm getting moving down to it. I was still stuck on that was a pretty good rap. I'm still stuck on that goodness right there. I'm actually looking up the song to see if I have it. I don't know if I have it on this computer. Oh, I don't. I do not. Do I? Yes. There we go. Wait a second. No, I do not. I don't. Oh, there it is. Crystal. There it goes. Music. I made a song about Anakin Skywalker. Me and my friends, my friend that recently passed away, made a song about Anakin. There was an old Biggie Smalls lyric where he said, "I hit him with the force like Obi."
Yeah, I like that lyric. Yeah.
And Kanye West had a lyric back in the day, and I guess I can't release it now that his ass is acting crazy. He had a lyric with that went, "If I ever switch sides like Anakin, I'm gonna take everything, including the mannequin. You got a new bitch, now you Jennifer Aniston." But I took "If I ever switch sides like Anakin," and I repeated it. So it went, "If I ever switch sides like Anakin hit him with the force like Obi. If I ever switch sides like Anakin and hit him with the force like Obi." It was
That's cool.
Yeah, I know.
That's bars.
Oh shit! And the song, and it's not here. Did it delete? Man, a lot of my shit is gone. I have my whole album is gone. I'll find it. My whole album Disappeared on me.
You're gonna be looking for like the rest of the night. Like, shit, where is it?
Where the fuck? Where is it? Nobody believes me.
Where is it?
I put up my old CD cover on my TikTok page, my personal one. I think it's still there.
Yeah.
Craig the Tech Guy goes, "It's Q of the movies ever. It's
What were we
Q.
talking about back then?
It's Q of the movies ever.
Were we talking
I don't
about
know.
Dune?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I know Craig the Tech Guy.
Craig, you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
I don't know what you
Q
mean by that,
means.
guys. Sometimes, guys, I have to go back and figure out what we're talking about if I'm not picking it up like right. So sometimes I will turn the chats on when I have Joy here to help me out. She'll be monitoring the chats and like tap me on the shoulder. Hey, put that one up. So if I lose it because we've moved on in subjects, I'm sorry about that, Craig. From Super Chat from Peter Lang says, for me, oh man, there we go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that again.
Oh damn it, there we go.
For me,
Goodfellas was better than The Godfather. Oh. Also has. Oh, let me put it back
Well,
up.
Goodfellas is
Also has-
a good movie. So
Also, has anyone seen Secret Invasions? Yeah, we've been talking about it on the channel. It was good. And Tugrats is the single worst porn parody ever. We were talking about porn earlier, so it was a joke between me and
okay.
Peter Lane. I told him to give me a rundown of his favorite porn stars. Tugrats.
I want to know what that's about.
You're looking it up, right? What's that on your laptop there, sir?
I mean, Tugrats is on the screen,
Dude, like,
but
it's the game is I got to now figure out how that corn begins. So I'm imagining a bunch of adults in diapers crawling around, and
this is
what's
some sort of
that
fucking
Rugrats
fetish.
opening? Tommy Tickle Pickle.
I'm about to take off my hat for this one.
Tommy Tickles. Tommy Tickles. I bet that's his name. Tommy Tickles. That's got to be his name.
Tickles your butthole.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, Tommy Tickles instead of Tommy Pickles. Hey, you babies. Tommy Tickles.
Or did you like
Peter,
the rundown
am
of,
I right?
like, the best porn parodies? Because
don't challenge Peter to it. He'll do it.
He can rule 34 anything. Really.
All I'm saying is I'm going to wait for all the facts to come out. Yeah. Oh, same here. Yeah. Just gotta wait. Peter Lane continues on with all I'm saying. I'm going to wait for all the facts to come out. It's just the same thing. Damian Hernandez says this has Johnny Depp written all over it.
Exactly. That's why you gotta wait.
You gotta
Can't
wait.
just be like, oh, Jonathan Majors, he's guilty.
Johnny assaulted her with the bottom of the bottle. Oh my God.
Fire him. You fired.
You're fired. And then, it says that has Johnny Depp written all over it, and then Peter Lane says, yeah, possibly. Kevin Davis says, I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if Loki season 2 released all episodes in September.
They don't do that, do they?
They don't. September. Wait, when is it scheduled to come out in September? Look that up for me. Loki season 2 is set to come out when? If it is set to debut in September.
No, it says October 6th.
Then no. There's then the if it's still I thought it was October. So if it's still October, then his trial should happen in August. Hopefully, either we'll know by then or not. If he's found guilty and they have to part ways with him, maybe you're right. They might go the Netflix route and drop it all.
They might just delay it because it is a placeholder, right? October 6th. Because there is some articles saying that it could be delayed. So
That's true because since other things are being delayed because of the writer's strike, it would make sense to push the things that were because it'll mess the timeline up of what things that need when things that aren't finished yet need to come out and all that stuff. So since future projects are being delayed, maybe this might be delayed too. And like I said, the writer, especially with the writer's strike, it gives everybody an excuse to kind of push this stuff
But then-
But we're gonna get a trial in August, so there's a chance that might be the trial that might go. All right, this is done. We're done. Or if it drags, it drags.
I mean, there's also productions that have still kept going even with the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Like,
well, if the writing part of it is done, then yeah, you can keep filming. But if the actors go on strike, it all shuts down. We're close to that.
Oof. Because what was it? The Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series wasn't even finished, and they're still doing it.
Because if they have a script, then they can keep going. You just can't write anything new. You can't come up. You can't. Any writer that's a member, they will not work, or they should not work, because if anybody finds out, if anybody crosses the lines and actually does take a paycheck, and the people that are negotiating, if they find out, good luck getting any work in the future. It's like, I hope that paycheck was worth it, because you're not going to get any. You're not a member anymore. You're not getting another. Yeah, you're not getting hired by anybody else. If they find out that a writer crossed enemy lines and took a job, that was a member related kind of a job. Yeah. Oh yeah. Never forget.
You're gone.
You're gone. You're fucking done, son.
You're dead.
You're dead to me. Go work for Tugrats.
Dead meat.
Go work for Tugrats and play your ukulele. Finishing it all up with Peter Lange's. They won't do that. They want to stretch out the content. I guess maybe we're talking about
Loki.
The delays.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna still release an episode per week like they've always done with.
Yeah, they got to stretch it out. They got to.
It's not like
but it's an option. I mean, they could do the Netflix thing. Netflix is about to do the weekly thing. So I mean, if it was that big of an embarrassment, who knows? Because you don't want to keep. Unfortunately, you wouldn't want, if let's say Jonathan Majors turned out to be the biggest monster in the world or something like that. He did that shit. Then I wouldn't want that shit to stretch out. I'm like, release it, dump it,
because
and recast.
What if he is guilty and he just doesn't want people to talk about him?
Yeah,
and then that's also a good move on his part to keep the press away from it if he's speaking, if he is guilty.
Yeah.
So it's good if he's innocent or guilty that he's not speaking at all.
Yeah.
People have their own theories, right? But no one really knows.
Yeah. I feel like there is some reasonable doubt in there. If what his defense lawyer is presenting is true, there's some reasonable doubt there. And maybe that's probably going to be the way it turns out. I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm just saying there's a difference between innocent and not guilty. There's a difference in the law.
Until proven.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you could actually be guilty, you could actually have done the crime, but if the defense can't prove, if the prosecution can't prove it, you're just found not guilty. You're not found innocent. You're found not. But if there was video of you 10,000 miles away when the crime took place, and there's a video of you just like on the flash, you look up and you see your face is on there, innocent. That's innocent. So there's a difference. Guilty means you probably could have still did it, but we just can't prove it. Peter Lane goes on. I just haven't got to John Wick yet.
Oh, so he will check it out. Well, you
Good.
should. It's all on Peacock, by the way.
It's all on what? You
Peacock.
pervert.
It's all on my Peacock.
It's all on the tiptoe. We can do Zoom next time. Yeah, appreciate it, man. I'm sorry. I forgot to. I'm not used to it right now. All our channel members, in which he is one, we'll let people Zoom in and call in live. We tried with once, but there was like an echo. Dude, turn off YouTube when you're on Zoom, please, for next week, because it was a delay. But there was a problem. And it might have been on our end. We couldn't, for some reason. I don't know. I can't remember. You couldn't hear us, or we couldn't hear you, or something like that. There was something weird going on. And to end the show off, here we go. It's a Rugrats parody, obviously. It does do that opening. Right. Then Angelica shows up. Tommy is still wearing a diaper. The top porn parodies are, here we go. The Seinfeld one where Elaine, what do you say?
Gets rear-ended.
What?
And then
where it gets rear-ended, and then Three's Humpany? Is that what it's called? Three's
Humpany? Is this like an invitation to watch it? Because I probably will.
Yeah. Firing up the hub.
You can't just hype these up and expect me not to.
Yeah.
Shot. Like, come on.
What was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Not get the cocoa butter? What?
And then he says, he says another one after that.
The Scooby-Doo one, the Ass Vengers. You mentioned the Ass Vengers and the Good Times parody. Oh, ain't we lucky we fucking doom, 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 doom,
Yes,
doom.
he didn't mention the Star Wars one, which it's pretty good stuff.
I heard there was a Star Wars porn that
Like
had.
it's like a high budget.
I heard about. Yeah. How many times have you watched that?
It's been a long time.
Save me, Obi Chubby Kenobi.
Oh man.
You're my only hope.
Come for me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Yeah.
Like
Is it something like that?
Yeah. No. It has to do
Luke
with
Skywalker?
Darth Vader and Princess Leia.
What? Oh, that.
But they changed it. I mean.
Oh, no spoilers. Yeah, no spoilers. No
I'm
spoilers.
going to tell you what I
Yeah,
saw.
no spoilers. Definitely watching it later. All right, guys, that's it.
Unless we're doing After Dark, I could tell you what I saw.
Woo! Ooh, tiptoe through the bunghole in the cornhole. That's where I'll pee. And all right, that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys for keeping it fresh and keeping it funny and live for us in the comments as always. Let us know what you guys think about thought about the show. What you thought about any of the topics. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me, Chris W. Fagan, on all the social medias or at T3 Medias. That's why you can reach out to me. Send me your questions, your comments, your theories, all of those things that you want to talk about on the show, and we'll give you a shout out. Where can they find you, Gio, if people want to try to reach out and touch you?
They can reach out and touch me at Instagram at Gio the Real Giant, and on my YouTube channel, The Unoriginal Comics. And, let us know why you want to play a ukulele.
Ooh.
Oh,
He's like,
man.
here comes my balloon animal. Remember that scary movie too? Hey,
Shit.
get your finger out of there.
I'm going to have back on for this one. Just for all you haters.
That was good.
Ooh.
Right
Yes.
to the. Well, you hit your laptop,
I hit my
but
laptop,
but
so-
it was close to the camera.
Yes.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Until next time, have a good one. Be safe out there. Have fun with the tug rats, and as I always say, good night and sayonara, motherfuckers. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. All right. Another show.
Right.
I always remember to hit that mute button every time I
It'd be funny, you just left it on.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
It's like-
mic's still on.
be like hot mic. It'd be like, I hate all my subscribers. And they're like, then all of a sudden the sub numbers.
And then you just so anyway.